Hi, my name is Elliot Tucker, and today I'm going to be talking about the gang loot shootings of 1991, and I'm going to interview my father, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the shootings and the T.N. Cleary Walkway. So, Jim, uh, just take us through a brief summary of what you remember about the shooting in 1991.
Oh, yeah, it was what seems a long time ago now, and I recall that day of driving in my work vehicle and hearing that there is a incident occurring of a shooter on the campus, and within a couple hours, most of the facts were out that a grad student went on a shooting spree and shot and killed 5 individuals and include it and himself, wounding a couple. Mia Siosin was paraplegic for 20 years after the shooting, but the day that it happened, it was a whole new thing. I guess a lot of people would think, is this like Kent State? Is there a sniper up on top of a roof and just randomly shooting people? But this turned out to be a highly motivated individual who was able to go, buy his own firearm in a local sporting goods store, and later there were stories that he really enjoyed watching Clint Eastwood movies, and that made people think, well, that figures. But the memorials of the T.N. Cleary Walkway, it's pretty close to Schaefer Hall and where it ended up at.
So you mentioned the T.N. Cleary Walkway and the memorial of it. So you're obviously familiar, but do you think there should be something else done other than just a walkway where people might not remember the name? Or do you think it's okay the way it is now?
Oh, it's just fine. I think there's probably scholarships and grants in the names of some of the Nicholson and other faculty who were victims. But the Capitol Street Ped Mall, there's no cars go through there anymore and stuff. It's a learning experience, and it can put stress on people in the future to just keep an eye and watch out for individuals who seem to be disturbed. I think.
Not all of the public's position on more information about this walkway is the same, but there is a general knowledge. It's a touchy subject that people do not often want to talk about. So for this, I understand certain people's stances on the subject, yet I do think that the university as a community should be more educated, more involved, and should know more about the community that they live in and the history of it. Alrighty, I'd like to thank you for listening to my podcast. This is Elliot Tucker signing off, and have a great day.
Okay, so our story is the University of Iowa shooting happened on November 1st, 1991. It was the most serious gun violence happened in our campus. Now more than 20 years have passed. Many people have forgotten this gun violence event and the victims. So we want to spare the awareness for the memory of the victims and work to organize ways in which the university community can work to remember the victims in a positive way and work to recognize the importance and severity of the horror that occurred. On November 1st, 1991, a Chinese graduate student in physics major, whose name was Gang Lu, opened fire in our campus. Four members of the university faculty and one student were killed in this shooting. Another student was seriously wounded, and at last Gang Lu committed suicide. It was very terrible. We lost some outstanding professors and students on that day, including Gang Lu himself. Gang Lu was a killer, a murderer, but he was doing well in his academic area.
All right, this is Greg Hardison. I'm here with my friends Jack Garrity and Nick Newsom. We are out here on the T. Ann Cleary walkway on a fine Monday morning. So I'm just going to ask you guys some questions if it's fine with you guys. Why are you guys here on the walkway? Jack, you can start.
Well, living in Burge, it's really convenient for me to leave my dorm room and walk over to my classes in the Chem building around the Pentecrest. So I'm just trying to get to class, but you're kind of stopping me right now, so I'm having a hard time getting there.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys doing the interview, so I'm sorry if I'm delaying you. Nick, how about you?
Well, I live in Courier, and my classes are all in Schaefer and Jessup Hall, so this is the easiest way for me to get to class.
Yeah, it's just really convenient, right? How often do you guys use the walkway?
On a normal day, I'm going to say 2 to 3 times. But, if I'm having a bad day and I forget something in my dorm or something like that, I'd probably say 6 to 7 times a day.
6 to 7, that's impressive. Nick, how about you?
Mine's about the same, back and forth a couple times a day.
Yeah. 6 or 7 or 3 to 4?
I'd say 2.
2 to 3?
No, 3 to 4.
On a bad day, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick says 2 to 3, but it depends on the day.
No, I said 3 to 4.
Okay, 3 to 4. I apologize. Do you feel that the walkway is a center of campus activity? Nick, how about you start this time?
I don't know if I'd say that. It's just a way to get to class.
And Jack Garrity?
Well, in my opinion, it is. All right. Every day, a lot of people use the walkway to get around campus, and there are always people passing out flyers and stuff. Advertisements for their groups and everything. On nice days, people study outside a lot too. I see them sitting on benches. Climbing on the brain, all of that stuff. There's always a lot going on, so I would say that it's a center of campus attraction and activity.
All right, yeah, I feel that. So again, one more serious. Do you guys know who T. Ann Cleary was? Nick, starting with you.
No.
No, you do not know who she is?
No idea. Sounds like a nice woman, though. Is it a woman?
Yeah, actually, yes. Jack Garrity, how about you?
Yeah, obviously I know who Tian is. She was a member of the faculty here who was killed in the University of Iowa shooting in 1990s, I want to say.
Yeah. How did you learn about this?
Well, my dad was actually at law school when the shooting happened, and he told me about it before I came to the University of Iowa, and he just kind of talked about what it was like that day. And when I came here, I saw Tian Cleary and recognized the name.
Okay. So 1 yes, 1 no, not too bad. I've actually talked to a lot of students, and it seems like not very many people know. Do you think that they should do anything to help kind of spread awareness about the events that occurred and help remember the victims and the significance of the name of the walkway?
Yeah, I think it would be awesome if they had like a nice memorial or something, or kind of a bigger remembrance ceremony every year, maybe.
And Nick, how about you?
Yeah, I didn't know about it, so like that's a serious topic, so we should educate the students about it.
Okay, and just one last question. Do you think there's any improvements that should be made to the walkway?
Improvements. I mean, no other than memorials or something like that. I can't think of anything. I mean, it's a pretty nice walkway, and I think everyone enjoys it the way it is.
Yeah, you don't want anything to change. You think it's great right now?
I really like how it is right now.
All right, and Nick, do you think of anything just off the top of your head?
It looks pretty nice, but I rolled my ankle on a brick that was a little coming out of the ground the other day, and I think they should fix that.
Yeah, just kind of work with maintenance overall. Just kind of make sure that everything's looking good. Anything else, Nick?
Maybe some covered areas so that people can study outside when it's raining, that would be nice. Because I like to study outside. I focus better with the birds and the sunshine and looking at the clouds. I like it.
All right, well, thank you two very much. That was Jack Garrity and Nick Newsom. Thank you very much, boys.
Signing off.
Signing off, Jack Garrity, Nick Newsom. Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day.
Hey,
sir.
you too. Hey, hope you guys get to class on time. I really don't want you guys getting in trouble because of me. Thank you, guys. Okay, well, as you saw from those interviews, a lot of guys like to use the walkway every day. To a lot of people, it's just kind of a way to get from class to class. People living in the east side dorms, it's really convenient if they're heading towards the Fed Mall. On terms of the significance of the T. Ann Cleary walkway naming, it seems like most people I've talked to do not know the reasons behind the naming. I think this is a big problem. I think an event as significant as that should be remembered. I think it's important that we remember the victims and the memories of them. Obviously, it's a topic that is, not too much fun to talk about. But at the same time, I think we should remember the victims better. As they said, they think there's. One of them said they did not know the reasons behind the naming, and he thought they should educate students more on the significance of the name. I agree with this. I think on both sides of the walkway there could be, just a bigger plaque or something that's kind of attractive to the eye so that students can see it and kind of learn about the significance behind the walkway and that it's not just named after any faculty member. It's honoring the victims of the shooting. And I think this is a really important narrative that we need to talk about more. And as you can see, from the student perspective, not too many people know about it. And obviously, I think a lot of people, once they find out about it, they're really supportive of trying to make a change so that more people know about it. So this was Greg Hardison. Thank you very much.